First leg of the six up then is race number 5. It's a Class 4 contest over the 1,800 metres we get up to here, headed by Xinjiang Yan, down into Class 4 company. Chad Schofield from Barrier 9. Fancy Music gets the gear change, visors on for the first time. Poaching Treasure was behind King Windsor. Half the field were in actual fact. King Windsor the last start, course and distance winner. Japon's coming out of that race as well. He's 2 from 3 this season. City winner, course and distance first time for him. And Proud Sky, also out of the King Windsor race. He was beaten favourite on that occasion, John.
He was, and Midnight Promise tried to lead them all a merry dance on that occasion. He nearly succeeded, so I'd expect similar tactics here from Gate 4. Xinjiang Yan's down in class at a trippy like season, interesting contender as well. And Poaching Treasure used to be an out-and-out leader, but he's learned to take a sit in his old age, and I think something similar will eventuate here.
First of all, we'll look at here is Istanbul Bay. Now, he is stepping up to 1,800 metres. His last 3 starts, 1,200s and the 2 1650s. The last 2 have been at Happy Valley, so he's coming here to Sharton. Always well supported in the market, this horse. There's always been a little bit of talk about him. King Windsor, the next one, he's going nice. It was a good win from him. He did win them in a row last season, and he's defies the handicap and wins them again, and he's moving nicely once again here. I thought it was a nice piece. Preble from barrier number 1. And here's Midnight Promise. Now, he's going really nicely. Frankie Law's got him going very well. He's the one closest to us. And I think he's come on from his last start as well. His track record suggested that anyway. So he's come up favourite as well.
Yeah, and got this Joe Moreira connection. He looks like he's so he hasn't gone backwards from that run, has he?
No, and here's the second gallop now on the 2nd of November. You can see still going really nicely as well. Joe didn't ride him in those gallops, but you know, he's going well.
He jumps on when it matters, though. So 6 rides for Frankie so far this season. He's won on 5 of them. We'd be on board this one as well. What are his chances with trainer Frankie Law?
Frankie, Midnight Promise, he's had 3 runs for you this season so far. Do you feel like he's ready to win come this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. He looks much better now.
Last time out, did you feel he had to do a bit too much work from that wide draw?
Yeah, I think so. The early of the stage, he need to make a little bit work for him, so maybe use a little bit in front. So the last quarter a little bit tired, look like.
This time though, from a better draw, where would you like to see him in the run?
And depends by his jump out, good or not. I think usually he can easier to lead in front. So if he can lead in front, so easier and lead in front by himself and to see last quarter. Anyone come to challenge him.
Your strike rate at the moment, Frankie, 25%. You're leading the trainer premiership. Must be very happy with the way the season's going so far.
Yes, very happy.
Did you think that you could start off like this as well as you have?
Before, I don't think that quick I can get 18 winners. So I think my staff worked very hard for me.
And for you as well too, of course, you're formerly John Sizer's assistant trainer. As you know, famously, he won in his first season, won the premiership. Do you think you can do the same?
I only can say I try my best.
Can't win anything with kids, can he, John?
Absolutely not. Well, he's made a very good start, and the strike rate first 3 as well is over 50%. It's phenomenal.
Astonishing, yeah. And he touched on there, Paul, the draw means he doesn't have to burn so much to get to the front. Joe controls it.
Yeah. Good night nurse, isn't it? So barrier 11 last time, and now he's barrier number 4, and he looks another well-rated horse, this one.
Just to say that race we saw, though, race 111, most of the first 4 horses on were all actually better drawn now than they were then. Yeah. So they've all got to be reconsidered, definitely.
All right, OK. Well, let's consider a few others, including this downgrader in Xinjiang Yan. So this is back into Class 4 company, but his record reads all right in this grade.
Well, it's interesting because he ran his first race of the season down the straight 1,000. He ran an absolutely massive race, and then he was last here back at 1,800. I think he might have bounced a little bit. He didn't seem to race with his usual sort of relish of consistency. I think back into Class 4, we hadn't been a regular winner, but he'd always run a good race, sort of at 1,600, 1,800, 2,000. I think he's interesting. He's not particularly well drawn, but he has the long straight to sort that out. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ran quite well. I haven't got him in the numbers, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ran well.
Yeah, I've got him in. I've made him sort of one of the main dangers, I thought, because I do like him down in this grade. And I just think John's right. It was just a bounce-back effect last start because he ran such a slashing race, fresh up over 1,000, which was obviously not his distance at all. So we'll give him another chance, definitely.
Right, and that was Gorgeous King winning. We'll see him later on the programme. Istanbul Bay is a horse that I always give a second look to. I've left him out this time round, but he'll pop up eventually, won't he? Yeah,
I've left him out as well. Look, he hasn't even finished in the first 4 in his 12 starts here. You know, he's another one that sort of catches your eye, but he's up to the 1,800 metres, which will suit the horse, there's no question. But, you have to take a leap of faith with him, I think.
I've sneaked him in for 4th. The only time he's run over this specific course and distance, he was 7th, as Paul said. He's never been better than 7th, but he was off 73. He's now off 57. He was an out-and-out sort of 10 furlong plus horse in the UK. So I think the further he goes here in Hong Kong, the better he'll be. I think I sneaked him in for 4th.
I think he was favourite that day too, wasn't he?
He was well backed, yeah. And Jenny made him a long shot with you one day as well. So, you know, he's on the radar of respected judges, but whether he can win is another matter. But I think he'll go okay.
All right, yeah, he'll get there eventually. But you're going with Frankie here, Paul?
Yeah, I think Frankie's. I've liked both as sort of as lower grade horses here, so I've got him on top to beat Xinjiang Yan, which we just saw that race there. But I think he can go. I think he can go a better race here. 1800 metres suits him, and the bounce back effect last time. Japons is doing everything right, as is King Windsor, and as John mentioned, the better drawn. So 13-1-7-6. Midnight Promise has come up pretty short, so I'd play exotics as well.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering whether to go with the first 4 home in that race that we saw to put him in the first 4 again here, but in the end I went with a little bit of variety with Istanbul Bay at the bottom there. But I think King Windsor is quite well treated, and he's got a much better draw as well. He should be able to get a similar run off the back of the speed, which suited him well last time. Midnight Promise. I suppose the only problem now with Frankie Law horses is you're going to have to probably take unders about them because they're so popular, but he's going to run a good race. Japons as well should be staying on, as he has done well all season, and I've snuck Istanbul Bay in there as well. Winning place though for King Windsor, the 6. I think that's reasonably good value each way bet.
Yeah, outside the favourite looks pretty open start, doesn't it? To the 6 up, I'll be with my old mate, Poaching Treasure. And Berto back on board.